shy. What would have happened if...
All right, so we got to get all these weeds out of here.
Yep.
My mom wants this completely ripped out. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to rip out an entire tree now, and the reason being is it was never supposed to get this big.
Yep.
You can see what it's doing to the mailbox.
Yep. And it totally overtook
and it goes over
those.
the driveway. So this one is if I have time, rip the whole thing out. If I don't, we need to trim it all back.
Yep.
And then
Much better.
I need to work on the lot line here, because some of these are possibly going over the lot line. So we got to take this whole thing and cut all the way back. That tree, that tree, that tree, that tree, everything needs to be cut back.
This is already weeded.
Yeah, and we got to just get all these weeds.
It just comes back so fast.
There's more weeds over there. So the whole idea of this is for my mom and dad's birthday coming up. We want to get everything all looking nice in their front yard. You can just see there's just so much overgrowth of weeds. So we can get all these taken care of. My dad also wants, because he can't cut over here, it's hard with all these low-hanging branches. So he wants all these low hangings cut back, so it's easier to cut over here. So this area all around this pond needs to be done. And it's going to be a big project. This needs to be ripped out.
This thing attracts the soul or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever this is.
I don't know what it is.
But we need to weed it all out. And then my dad doesn't want us to cut the bottom of this pine tree. My mom does, because what happens is when he cuts the grass, she has to come out and grab the bottom, lift it up so he can go underneath and cut all of it.
Not fun.
No, and that's what you don't want, but so it's that they're kind of both on like that's a teeter-totter of what do we do with this? So I'm gonna have to think about that one. Does it make more sense to cut it, or do I just have the boys lift it up, we at least cut underneath there, and then it's good for a while? I don't know. This is really weedy. We got to get all this done too. So you can kind of see what we're working with. The front is the must-do.
Yep.
I got stuff in the backyard that is a must-do as well.
A wish list.
And then there's a wish list. So I'm going to go show you the must-dos. Okay, so this right here, as you can see, you can't use the slide. This is overgrown so much. So this, at the very least, needs to be, well, all this stuff needs to be ripped out, but at least cut back so you can use the slide. But the other thing with the swing set is there's branches that are completely blocking some of the play area. One, all this needs to be trimmed out so you can actually cut under here and not duck. I mean, it's fun for kids, but not for adults.
He's already cut this back too, so it's such a good grower.
Yeah.
You can see he's already cut it down, but
This,
good.
going down the slide, going up there, look at all this. That's overgrowth into the play area. We want to get all that. That's a for sure, because we want the kids are coming. My brother's kids are coming over at the end of the week to play with Xander and Bjorn here, and we want to cut all this back. So that's must-haves, so the swing set is usable. There's a lot of work back here. This is a whole separate deal. If I have time. There's just so much to do. The whole yard is just a lot of work. But the other must do is over on the volleyball court. This is where they play volleyball when there's gatherings, parties, is they take down these lines and they set it up for volleyball. Is this branch has to come out. It's dead. And people have been running into it because it's so thick that they've been getting hurt. So this guy has got to come out, just that branch. The rest are more like angled inwards. So if you run into it, it ain't a big deal, but this one's angled outwards. So that's a must. Yeah. So much work. And my mom wants, there's a windmill somewhere that hasn't been able to come out, and she really likes it, but it's in storage because there's nowhere to put it where she wants it. So I have to bring that out. All right, so here's some of the tools we're going to be using. They're my dad's tools. So he's got the Works set, One's an 18 volt setup and one's a 20. This is 18, this is 20 volt. And then we got some gloves for us to wear. Oops, big trimmer. And my dad also has I guess an electric powered chainsaw to cut some limbs up. And we have a giant cutter trimmer to help shape all these guys. So, couple of power tools, none of them are mine, so we'll see how they work, and we'll go from there. All right, so I enlisted the help of Bjorno and Xanderboot, the Craze Bros, to help with this project. And they're fully geared up with sunscreen and protective gear. Bjorn. You gotta get on the edge of the cement. You don't want to cut inwards too much. Look at, so like how that's done, you came too far in and then you undid the battery. So let's fix that. All right. Okay. Can you make sure this edging looks pretty good, but can you get it tight? Here, I'll move this out of the way. And then I want you to come on this side and get it. Start from up there and come down. They're learning. May not be perfect, but they're learning. It's a way for them to help.
You were tall, I looked up. From where I sat, wished I would've dressed up. Your first line, won't forget. So is it true, no one's taking you yet? I remember people staring as we stepped outside. They had only one goal, get me off of your mind. I was no good, they said. You could do much better, but you gave them one middle finger and the door shut. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. Although we stick to each other, we're free. We still dream of what we could be. You still amaze me. Us lasting longer than them, standing stronger than them, letting think we are crazy. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. You still amaze me. Now that we've come so far, they're going nuts about how happy we are. See the bond that we made. It all seems real now that I'm not afraid. And we really got them. Yeah, we sure did write it out. 'Cause we have each other. That's what it's all about. I was no good, they said. You could do much better, but you gave them one middle finger and the door shut. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. Yeah. Although we stick to each other, we're free. We are free. We still dream of what we could be. You still amaze
right, so the core work is done. You can come down the slide. You're not going to run into a bush. Same over here. I took a lot out. There's a lot of dead bushes or dead tree branches or just stuff hanging too low. I didn't want to take out this big branch, even though it's lower. But like a lot of the stuff when you're just cutting, it just gets in your way. Like this one I'm not as worried about because there's a bush under there. But then going down the slide and playing and everything, now you ain't gonna hit that. When you're on the swings, you ain't gonna hit that. So yeah, there's a lot of dead stuff I took out, and there's some live stuff. It was just because it was in the way. But yeah, so now the playground, we just gotta clean it all up, finish weeding it all, have the boys come out here and pull all this stuff out, or trim it up, whatever. Get all that done. But yeah, now you can use this slide again. Just had to cut it all back. And we still got to weed it, but at least now the playground's usable again. So that's what's nice. That's what we want. All right, so I cut some of these branches back. And pretty much for everything behind the grass line, my dad wanted us to just make a pile. And then he will, when it is the like pickup, then he'll bring all this stuff out to the front. But we're gonna make a big pile right there. I've already cut a lot of the stuff back. And you could see before when I was kind of showing, I still gotta do a little bit more cutting back, but we got some of these bigger branches out of the way to give access to coming back here. And you got Xander bringing a load. Now I have to work. I don't know if it's going to be easier for the boys to come and walk through here, so I'm going to cut a path through here because it's just been all overgrown. So I'm going to cut this out and we'll make it a little easier for them to walk through. Oh shit. That's funny. That's funny. So we're finally getting to where you can see the mailbox. And it's still more to cut, but I didn't want to cut these big ones and have it knock the mailbox over. So I've been trying to just cut smaller pieces and slowly get around it to be able to get this mailbox out without damaging it more than it already is. Apparently, like, I don't know how a snowplow would do this, but they said a snowplow kind of pushed this back, but it looks more like that it's not pushed that way, it's pushed this way. So my guess is that it probably wasn't a snowplow. This is the tree pushing this thing over and damaging it. Look at this, it's all cracked out. And we know that box isn't straight. So we're getting it. There's a lot to this tree. A lot of pieces. And yeah, I still got more to do, you know? So we're gonna keep on pushing, keep on working it, try to get it good. Because my mom really wants this out. And I agree, the more I thought about it, I'm like, this makes more sense, because when I clear this out, you're gonna be able to see the house more and all this other bushes that are back there. Right now, this just blocks everything, including the mailbox. So this is gonna be nice. It'd be really nice, and my mom should be really happy.
I'm always one step behind, wishing I could read your mind, but I'm ready, yeah, never ready. I wish I could have made it stop the first time that you stood me up. I wasn't ready, yeah, never ready. Like the forbidden fruit, I'm still waiting for, I'm still wanting more, yeah. I know just what to do, but still I want all of you. Oh please, just give my heart a break.
All right, so kind of was just giving you what this will look like. Trimmed, untrimmed. So just to give you a comparison side by side. I haven't done this one yet. So it's just that one. I still got to come through and weed and do that trim and take care of all that. Now I'm going to show you one that I already got done, completely done all around. All I have to do is cut the longer grass along it or trim it. But this one is completely done. Everything's been trimmed up. Got the leaves out from underneath it. And you can just see like all the colors and everything. There was some weedage in this. I pulled all that out, but you can kind of see, like I had to really get in there. There's a lot of leaves under there. And there was a weed growing up in the middle of this. And that's why there's this hole here. So I had to go in there and cut that weed out. Weed, tree, whatever you want to call it. But there we go. This one is done right here. And basically now I got to do what I did to this to there, and then work my way all the way back there, and then come on the other side. So, but it's getting there. Getting there. I only got stabbed in the foot once, but that sucked. Went right through my shoe. Dang rose plant. Oh, you jerk. Stabbed me in the foot. And then, yeah, this is what we're leaving. Cut it back, try to give it a shape. Still need to clean the rest of this out. And then there's going to be a windmill, my mom's windmill that she wanted out. She's been wanting out. It's going to go there. So that's going to be huge. My dad does have a new post for this to straighten it out. But he's going to do that. I ain't going to install the new one. I'm just trying to get these bushes because this is such a process. My shirt is completely full of sweat. I'm full of sweat. I've been working at this for hours. I get why people charge thousands of dollars to do landscaping. It sucks a lot. All right, we are back outside my parents' house. We took the day off yesterday to go have some fun, ride some four-wheelers and dirt bikes. But you can see, cleared all this out. You know, the grass still hasn't been trimmed yet, whatever, it needs to be cut, blah, blah, blah. But this whole patch right here is done. So that's the look I'm going for. And now I got to work on this. So we got our, what was already cut. So our after, and that'll be the before look. And then I got to go through all this. So we're gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna work my way up that line. Airplanes. Yeah, it's coming along. It's just a slow process. My dad did help me pick up when he was done with work. He helped me pick up like the piles from all the trimmings. But and then the boys obviously help with all like the heavier branches, moving them and getting rid of them. But it's just a slow process, doing the trimming out and trying to craft the bushes and then cleaning up everything. It's just such a pain. I'm not really a fan of it, but you know, it has to get done. And my dad's getting too old to do all this type of stuff, so he needs a hand. So we're just gonna help him out. And it's his birthday present. Him and my mom's birthday present is getting their yard all cleaned up and done, because my mom's been wanting it for so long. All right, now that we got this tree, all the dead stuff cut out and then reshaped, and then same with this, reshaped, you can see I cut a lot out of that tree. This though is dead. My dad wants it completely cut out, like removed. So this whole area needs to be removed. One, it'll give it a little path through here, which is nice. Obviously you have to duck, but little path for the kiddos to run through. And yeah, I'm just working my way back. And this is, you know, I'm just gonna keep working backwards. But that's in my way, and it's dead, so it's gotta go. On the side of the house still. This is a must do. We got to cut this thing back. It's too far over, but we got to pull out all this solar, whatever the hell it's called. Trim up that tree. Already, you know, you did see me do this one already. That was one of the must-haves. This is a must-have as well. So I got to cut that back. Cut this one back. That one's not too bad. That's just shaping and cutting a little bit back. I don't know if I'm gonna pull this one out as well. This one might have to get pulled out. Probably do some trimming on that. Trim them bushes. I don't know. That's if I have time, I wanna get to those, but I need to do this lot line right here. So now you can see, that's all done. Got our line nice and neat. Nothing's going over anymore. So this line is nice. It's got a lot of mess to pick up. My dad wanted me to trim down this tree even more than what I did, so now this tree's a lot smaller. You got a big walkway through here. So yeah, next I'm going to that, and then those thistles and stuff. That might be all I get time for today. And if I can get those two things done, then I'll probably start on that side, because I want the front to look good. Because if your front looks good, then people are like, oh, it's a nice house. Instead of, oh, that house is overgrown.
Do you remember when we couldn't get enough of it all? We kept it going for so long, so long. I don't know where I would be if we let it go. 'Cause every time we try to break it down and build again, yeah, every time we try to make up for something lost, you know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky on a prayer. We go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny.
Alright, so I started already working on this bush behind the shed. I haven't done any of this part right here. You can see a lot of the thistle and stuff, but if you come over here, you can see I already trimmed all this out. I can pull all the thistle out of here, all the way to over here now, so now it's not touching the shed anymore. So still a lot more to do on this one, but we at least got a good start. I had to stop working on this yesterday because there was lightning and thunder out, so now we can get back to it and hit this thing.
Oh damn, I've been feeling something for you lately, and I am trying so hard to just stay cool. Oh man, I think I might be going crazy, 'cause all I really, really want is to be with you. And I'm like, I'm saying we're just just friends for thinking you're my man. And baby, if you knew, hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm doing just fine, but I'm scattered, and I cry when you're not around, because it matters, dreaming of your kisses in the nighttime, knowing what I'm missing, but I'm still like, hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm fine, but I'm scattered, we're just friends. Oh no, I don't wanna be the one with answers, because I sure don't wanna know which girl you choose. And no, the thought of her being your private dancer, it's just a little too much for me to chew. But I'm like, I say that I'm alright, but cry on the inside. I wish you were my man. Hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm doing just fine, but I'm scattered, and I cry when you're not around, because it matters, dreaming of your kisses in the nighttime, knowing what I'm missing, but I'm still like, hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm fine, but I'm scattered, we're just friends. Oh, yeah, I'm scattered, we're just friends. Just friends. So I stay awake, I don't wanna be dreaming, 'cause my heart aches when I wake up, it's deceiving. Why, oh why can't it be you and I? Hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm fine. Hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm doing just fine, but I'm scattered, and I cry when you're not around, because it matters, dreaming of your kisses in the nighttime, knowing what I'm missing, but I'm still like, hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm doing just fine, but I'm scattered, and I cry when you're not around, because it matters, dreaming of your kisses in the nighttime, knowing what I'm missing, but I'm still like, hey, I say I'm doing alright, I'm fine, but I'm scattered, we're just friends.
Got Xander out here now. I got all these bushes trimmed and weeded, minus that. I ain't gonna do anything with that. That can just be trimmed. Same with that one. But all these bushes, I came through and weeded them, trimmed them back, the trees. And now we got Xander coming through, and he's gonna be doing all the trimming around the swing set to get this nice and neat, to give it more of a completed look. As you can see, it's all super long, like right here, all this. So he's gonna come through and trim it up. I trimmed that tree already. This one I did a little bit more, did that. Look, I mean, I got massive piles now from all the trimming that I've done in this area. But yeah, so Xander's gonna finish all the little trimming, and then this should look pretty good, especially like right there, you know. We want it so when the cousins come over to play with the boys while we're in town, that they can utilize the swing set. All right, for this area. So my parents' house butts up to this walking/bike path. So I mean, you got all this, right? So from the bike path, this is what their house backyard would look like. So there is an entrance. My dad wanted to be able to get to the path because he likes going for walks whenever he's babysitting the dogs or something like that. Him and Bjorn went for a walk the other night. So this kind of blocked, which in some ways is nice, but otherwise you want to be able to walk back here, especially when you're bringing a bike back here, because sometimes they go for bike rides. So I'm going to trim up this tree, trim up this one, so you'll be able to get a bike through easier, and then kind of trim up these lowers on this one so you can come through here. But yeah, he's got, you know, like these signs. We got to trim up this so you'll be able to see the signs. and then the keep out and all that. So this is what I'm gonna work on here and try to get this more usable. All right, so man, I got all this trimmed up, trimmed under there, shaped that tree, trim these guys up, shape that one. Now I got the boys out here raking up, even though Xander just keeps saying, Bjorn, get to work. So I don't really know how much Bjorn's doing, but yeah, so they're raking up all this, trying to make it look nice. So that's where we're at with this. I mean, I did get a lot done in the backyard. I started the front yard a lot later than I expected. You can see back here, I just trimmed all this. All these little plants are all like been de-weeded and trimmed. So trim this tree, trim this, or pulled out the dead stuff out of this. You can see it's right there. But yeah, there's a lot of like overgrowth and a lot of dead stuff in these rose bushes. So, but yeah, just shaping these and getting all the dead stuff out and the weeds out, that just makes the biggest difference. So yeah, it's getting there. Definitely getting there. I mean, that side still needs to be cleaned up, but you can just see like this side right here is done. Like it's cleaned up. And it looks so much better. So much better. Got all that dead stuff out of there and all the long grass and weeds out of there. It's a big difference. Everything looks so much better. And yeah, all this, reshaping this and pulling out that dead tree. Here's where some of my piles are still, because this is what I was working on today. Trimmed all that. Got a nice pile, got all this trimmed. This tree, major trimming on this, it was so dead. Trim this pathway, but I couldn't go too far back because it was just gonna be tree, just bare tree. But like the big thing is I trimmed this back. There's a light up there, so I trimmed all this back and repositioned those lights so to light up the patio. That was completely covered by this bush or this tree. So now that's all usable. We got a kitty cat back here. One of the wild kitties. Now straight path all the way to where to go for walks. You can get a bike through here, you can walk through here. So much nicer to access the walking path. Now I didn't get all these trees trimmed up. There's a lot of stuff in the backyard I have not even touched yet. But I did want to get the pathway because it's used. The big area in the back that I did complete is this area. all this stuff's been trimmed up and for the most part de-weeded. I mean, there's some long grass in there, but I didn't touch that. This has all been done. Kids can swing, or kids can slide. Trimmed all this up. We got a nice pile of crap. Trimmed up this. This tree had a lot of dead in it. There still is some dead in it, but the dead is holding up the live stuff that's just not strong enough to hold up on its own. A lot cut out of this tree, but you can just see this whole thing is all good now. Xander came through and with a trimmer and got all this stuff trimmed up. So it just looks so much better when it's all cleaned up. That tree I did, but then I didn't do this or that one. But yeah, I mean, big difference. Now you can actually walk back here. You can actually have the kids playing and not worry about them going into a bush or poking an eye out because there's a tree branch where the slide is or whatever. So a big difference. So a lot of cleanup to do, but my dad's just get it all cut, and then he would come through with the boys and clean it up. So I'm just gonna keep pressing on with cutting and trying to get everything done. So, all right, yeah. We're on day 4 of this project. I was hoping it would only take 3 days because I was trying to get it done for my parents' birthday. They're both born on the same day, different years, but same day. And for the most part, it is done. It's mostly done, but still got a couple more hours worth of work. So I got my tools out that I'm gonna use, and I did cut the grass a bit. I'll give you a quick little snippet of how the project is progressing here. And here you go. Grass is cut, everything's trimmed. The only thing that I still might try to do, I gotta try digging that out, we'll see. But yeah, so this part of the yard is done. Cut, trimmed, everything. I didn't do anything else to this. This side of the yard has been trimmed up, but we still got piles of stuff that need to be cleaned up, and where those piles are, I wasn't able to cut everything, so I only cut some just to try to get the idea, the look that I was going for, just to make sure it was right. So I did do some cutting, but not a full cut. And there's, yeah, just piles to pick up. So now I gotta go back here. And this is where I ended the other day. Yesterday was an taken off day because my back and knees were so shot, I could barely stand after doing all this work. This is where I ended. Started to trim here. You can see I haven't trimmed that yet. And I trimmed this tree up because a lot of this was dead. We got some of the branches and stuff. So now I got to continue making my way around here and in this area. And then I want to hit the bottom of this and then that tree. So I still got a little bit more to do just in this area. You can see another pile. I had to cut out all this because it was overgrown. It actually is supposed to grow in there, and it was growing out from underneath off the side, blocking the walkway. So that's what all that is. Backyard is not cut. But yeah, so I got to come back here. We got the kids playing right now with their cousins. So I'm going to keep working on this. That's the update right now. But yeah, so I've been trying to pace myself doing this project. So I worked hard day 1, really hard. I took the next day off. Then day 2, I busted stuff out, worked really hard. Day 3, it was so hard to get up. I didn't take a day off in between day 2 and 3. But then I took off yesterday, went to my friend's house, his party. So I have a day of rest from yesterday. I got my new shirt. Hopefully you guys can read it. I don't know. Shorzy 2024. Give your balls a tug. There you go. That's my new shirt. So yeah. I was like, dude, I hope this shirt gets here before we leave Wisconsin. Because I wanted it sooner, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep working. The kids are gonna keep playing. I don't know when all these messes are gonna get picked up. My dad's like, just keep going, cut. He's like, if we don't get it cleaned up while you're still here, I'll clean it up later. So that's why he's like, just push ahead. He's like, I'd rather have you cut and get everything good, and then all I gotta do is clean up. I'd rather see the project just be done. So once the boys maybe are done swimming, have them help. But today is the final day. We're doing work. Tomorrow could just be cleanup. So, but yeah, we have to go home tomorrow. So tomorrow morning is just a cleanup day, I guess, and get ready to go home. So tomorrow will be a break. So there's your update. Day 4 of this project.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream. So you took me by surprise. Oh yeah. Even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. Wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. I'm just curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow we've always known that we have chemistry, but always chasing after someone else. So this took me by surprise. Oh yeah. Even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. Wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah.
All right, so my dad got the windmill out. This was up in the shed for years because this tree just kept growing and growing and growing, and eventually it kind of like pushed the windmill over. They had to put it away. So now it's out. Needs a little bit of touch-up paint, but this is what my mom really wanted, was her windmill out. So now we got it out, and I think it adds a little bit to that front look. So now she should be happy. So there we go. Yard complete.